Social Media and Teens by me, Jake Armstrong. Today, teens in America are being affected by social media in behavioral, mental, and social ways. Teens who use social media have formed behavior issues that include bad spending habits due to constant advertising, cyberbullying, and lower grades due to obsession with social media. In the stimulus, Edward Kessler states that another problem caused by social media is disinhibition, which enables people to post comments that they would not normally say in the real face-to-face world. All these effects are caused by platforms such as Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook. Teens who use social media also have increased risk to depression due to the mass amounts of bullying through social media, also known as cyberbullying. An article from the Eastern Washington University quotes, "Social media can affect the mental health of teens. The level of effect, according to research, seems to go up as teens' uses go up. Their level of contentment can decrease, and their likelihood of getting into trouble or being depressed can also increase. Depression has become a major problem for teens today, affecting thousands of people and has led to many teen suicides in the past few years. Not all depression is caused by suicide or social media, but a good chunk of it is. Another common occurrence in teens today is lowered self-esteem, most commonly found in girls. Many girls on social media experience something known as FOMO, or fear of missing out, which is another cause for addiction and overusage. They feel as they have to change to be popular or to be loved, and that is not the case. An article from the Child Mind Institute and Dr. Stina Adair, a clinical psychologist, school consultant, author, and teacher, states girls are socialized more to compare themselves to other people, girls in particular, to develop their identities, so it makes them more vulnerable to the downside of all this. She warns that a lack of self-esteem is often to blame. We forget that relational aggression comes from insecurity and feeling awful about yourself and wanting to put other people down so you feel better. Peer acceptance is a big thing for adolescents, and many of them care about their image and will do anything to protect it. This results in aggression, as Dr. Steiner said. The problem with social media is that it has become something that teens use excessively. If teens didn't use social media as much as they do today, the effects of social media wouldn't be as serious. Teen social usage has almost doubled since 2012, with 70% of teens using social media more than once a day, as seen on this graph on the right. Social media, although may be considered otherwise, is essentially a drug. It has the same properties as a drug, releasing dopamine in the brain whenever we get a new like or a new follower, and teens feel as if they need more likes over time and will depend on them, not only giving them a social crutch, but an addiction. My research question was, how does social media affect how kids today think and behave, and what are the mental and social effects that social media has on teens? This led me to evidence that gave me a new perspective on how impactful social media is, and it led me to uncover all the negative effects of social media. Social media has so many problems that need to be fixed that it would be virtually impossible to come up with one solution that solves every one. So instead, I've come up with two solutions that both solve different problems with social media. Solution one is that we create some type of lockout system in platforms such as Instagram or Snapchat, where the app tracks how much time you have spent on it, and after a certain amount of time, it locks you out for 24 hours. This may solve the problems of overusage and addiction because users won't be able to access it after they use it too much. Some pros to this is that it limits usage and forces teens to get off their phones and interact in the real world. Also, teens won't be as exposed to the negative effects of social media as they are today. The cons of the solution is that the platform would have to approve or develop the lockout system, which is a conflict of interest because these platforms want teens to use their site as much as they do today. This also does not solve other problems like cyberbullying or bad spending habits. If this was used today, most likely all the negative effects of social media will go down because teens won't be able to be as exposed to the negative effects as much. Limitations of the solution are that teens could find ways to get around the system and use the site past their time limit, and platforms may not approve of this solution because we would be taking away consumers from their site, therefore causing them to lose money. As researching, I found another solution I believe could possibly work to fix social media's problems with cyberbullying and depression. A team of researchers at Clemson University is developing an app that scans photos, videos, and social media data to recognize signs of bullying. If bullying is detected, the app alerts the victim, their parents, their school administrators, and even the perpetrator, in effect providing total visibility to stop bullying in its tracks. Some pros to this is that it could reduce negativity in teens, prevent things like depression from happening in teens, and consequences will be known throughout the social media community and will prevent negativity from happening in the first place. Cons of this are that bullies could possibly continue to bully people even after the punishment has been implemented, or if for some reason the tech malfunctions for the app and doesn't recognize bullying and bullying continues to happen on that site. If the solution was used in the real world today, cyberbullying should go down and mental diseases like depression would also go down due to less negativity. The implications are that bullies may stop bullying online, but could still find ways to bully victims in the face-to-face world. In conclusion, social media usage among teens is a complex and growing issue, and social media was developed with good intentions to bring friends and family together to share experiences. Unintended consequences such as addiction and depression are things developers had never considered, and now we must deal with them with solutions like the ones I presented you today. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake. I got a couple of questions for you. You used a number of sources in your presentation. How valid and reliable do you think they are, and how do you know that?
I believe most of them are pretty valid because about 3 of them were from universities, and so with people like experts who go to those universities, and then one was the Child Mind Institute, which is very credible because it's an institute. So.
Okay. And if you had more time, suppose you were going to expand this out and do sort of a full-length research, maybe your own research. What additional information do you think you would need to start a project like that?
I would probably research like adults and how they affect the social media platform and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Thanks, Jake.